Norm, in your role as President of the Square Trotters Association of WA, how do you see the Square Gators going at the moment?
Well, actually, whereas we're going forward at the rate of knots. I mean, I know it's an old cliche, but I took over the presidency October last year, and in the next Racing Head issue, Rawa will be announcing in there that as of the 2017-2018 season, we'll actually be having 2-year-old trotters races in Western Australia, and then they'll go on to be 3-year-olds and so on and so forth.
All right. Is it going to make it easier knowing that you've got those races there, coupled with the fact, will you be able to get the youngsters bred not here in WA but also purchased from interstate?
Yeah, both. We've had a talk to a few of the main, obviously, people who've got trotters here, and in the page that I wrote for the Racing Ahead this month, I've got there one of the most common questions asked for us is, what do you do with a mare once she's finished racing? You know, because none of us like to put them down. Well, the answer now is simple. They can breed and then race them. And we've got at least 10 current racing crop getting in foal this season, at least.
Are the numbers building, not so much with the horses but with the owners participating in trotting races?
Yes, no doubt. If we take the membership, for example, this time last year we had about 17. I think at the moment we're sitting on about 38, and indications are we should be probably 50 this season, so that's grown pretty rapidly. You got Clive Dalton, of course, here now from Victoria training. Mouse Brennan, of course, has got a couple, so you know we're getting new blood in the owning and the training and driving stakes, which is what we want.
Yeah, we've seen Clive of late with retained winning races, and as you mentioned, Michael's had a couple going around of late. One of those being Make Me Cry Maori, who hasn't been doing everything right out there, but I'm pretty sure that he'll get it nailed sooner rather than later.
Yes, he's one of those trotters, and every state has them, that when they put it together, geez, they're hard to beat. When they don't, they're frustrating.
This is the one thing that we do need. We do need horses coming into the state, obviously, when we're talking about age trotters, and that's probably been one of the downfalls in seasons past.
Yes, certainly. I mean, it was a fair enough point in the past to say we got the dregs, but that's not the case now. One of our members, Bruce Stanley, of course, who's well known in the sport, he gets calls virtually daily from eastern states owners with very good horses, because the money is here to race them than in these eastern states. So, and they think it's easy pickings here. Well, they soon found out it's not, because you know some of the horses here they're not has-beens by any stretch.
Are there enough trotting races on the program? You've mentioned that the 2-year-olds are coming into vogue in the 17-18 season. At this point in time, do we have enough trotting races?
Well, we're on the increase. I printed out off the web the other day, since they started back in 2007, our best number of races per season, and that obviously allows for some that fall over, unfortunately, has been 51. And before the last 3 trotters races, we had 51 already. And of course, we've still got today, July and August to go. So this is our best season by a mile.
So obviously the race numbers are on the improve. And turnover-wise, how are they coping?
Yeah, the turnover is always very good. I think mainly might be once that I've checked we were the lowest turnover. On many meetings, we're actually the highest. And I think it's because, you know, as much as we love our Quinnies and these horses, you put them in, it's not really a betting race. You get the trotters races, and really any of 7, 8 of the 12 can win. So that makes it, you know, a bit more interesting for the punter.
I suppose here in WA, pacing is ingrained. Trotting races on the East Coast, especially in Victoria, yes, we have a lot more there. New South Wales and Queensland still have them, whereas in the Northern Hemisphere, that's all they know.
It is. The Northern Hemisphere is trotters, and I can tell you the last thing the Square Trotters Association of Western Australia would want is all trotters. We love paces, you know. We are all the same family. We're all standardbred. So for anybody to say, "I'll get rid of paces and have only trotters," is stupid. It's just backward thinking. Same as the people have said, "Get rid of the trotters and only have paces." It's backward thinking. You know, we're all in the same sport that we love.
It's interesting that you make that point, because that has been a comment for a long period of time. The trotters have to go, and you would have heard it. You've been involved for a long time, and that cry has always been there to get rid of the trotters. They're taking up an MO, so to speak.
Yeah, that is certainly been the cry, but of course, your trotters, same as your 2-year-olds, the same as your 3-year-olds, your claimers, they've all got an allocation of money, so you're not actually taking anything from them. As a matter of fact, if the pacing people use their nous, if a trotting race falls over, where does the money go? Goes into a pacing race. So, you know, we can coexist. So, yeah, it's been a bit of a weird one. But I think what's been great for us is Barry Hamilton and Warren Wishart are very much behind the trotters, not at the expense of paces, but they're supportive, and that makes a huge difference when you can work together with forward-thinking people.
You'll be driving Nikki Eileen, your old favourite, on Friday night. She's back in form. I know she was unplaced on Monday, but she's back in form.
Yeah, she is. We've had a bit of a job with her since getting her back from Adelaide, but yeah, she's not the horse she was, but she's still probably the most reliable trotter going around, you know, and she has been in the 4 years she's been here. Whether I'm driving her Friday night, well, that's in the lap of the gods. Well, Mr. Cody, which is the closest thing we have to God here. If he says no, well, then that's fair enough, you know.
Oh, because of Metropolitan race?
Yes, correct. It's a bit of an anomaly that's come to fruition, because the Tuesday night races for 17,000, according to Rawa, I'm not allowed to drive in because it's a metro stake. Well, the race Friday night is only a 7,000 stake. It's actually less than a country penalty race. So technically, I should be allowed to drive in it. So we'll see.
Well, if you are, good luck.
Well, if I am, it'll be the biggest buzz I've probably ever had, because my late father, lorry champion, he drove a horse called the Enchanter here on a Friday night for Trevor Warwick. It was owned by Mick Lombardo. So to emulate what Dad did, well, it'd be the icing on the cake, really.
Well, let's hope Carl can do the right thing, and best of luck in your role as President of the Square Trotters Association of WA. Hopefully we do get more numbers, not just from an ownership point of view, but as horses as well.
Yeah, thanks, Wes. I mean, and last thing is as a bit of a plug, but a bit of an idea of how it's growing. Last year on a Saturday night, we had our fundraising night up in the Caduceus Club, and we had about 44, 46 people there. This Saturday night, the 5th of July, we've got our fundraising night again up there, and at the moment we've got 100 booked in already. So that'll give you an idea of how it is growing, and it's becoming very popular. And it's a great night. We've got music, we've got a belly dancer. So we'll see you there, Wes. And we've got a number of very, very nice items to auction off, from TVs to vacuum cleaners to a freestanding carport. So, yeah, it's going to be a good night.
Tickets still available?
I'll find you a space, no worry.
That's on Saturday night here at Gloucester Park. Should be a great night. All the best, Norm.
Great. Thanks, Wes.